Back here with my man Turkish again. He's still smiling. He's still happy. Let's do the player rating, shall we?
Yeah.
This should be interesting. Starting in goal, David Raya.
I'm trying to remember a save he had to make. I don't think he had to make a save, but there was a lot of balls into the box that he just dealt with aplomb. And West Ham are a very physical, tall side. And you know, if they was going to get any goal from it, it probably would have been like that. And Raya was their dominant. So I'll say 7 out of 10 for me.
No, I agree. I thought he looked accomplished in goal. Everything he was asked to do, he did well. Once again, his distribution was very good. So, 7 is fine. Ben White?
Good performance. I think it wasn't as good a performance as a Gabriel Saliba, because obviously they centre-backs getting a goal. But Ben White done his job. I don't think he was under much pressure. I don't think he was tested much. So, again, I'm going to say 7 for him as well. I think that is probably the default rating for a lot of players today. But 7's a strong rating.
Yeah, I thought he looked very good. One thing I would say about Ben White, he looks back to his best. I mean, he did have a little spell just before Christmas, was it? He was looking a little bit quite not himself. Some people were suggesting he might be carrying an injury. But I must say, since the break, he's been one of those players.
Last season, he was one of those players that was a 7 out of 10 minimum every week. And he's starting to get back to that form now.
I agree. Saliba.
He opened the scoring. Set piece, I think it was important because the first 20-30 minutes was, I won't say edgy, but it was there. The game was there to be taken, and that set piece goal kicked things off. For me, Saliba, immaculate defensively as well. Big away win, clean sheet and a goal. I'm going to give Saliba a 9.
Yeah, listen, man, I thought he was outstanding today. And you remember, Jared Bowen, man, he's a real handful.
Yeah.
And I saw those two, many challenges, many duels, and it would seem pretty much all of the time Saliba came out on top. So yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Gabriel.
Solid. I think he may be a bit better than Saliba because he had a few more moments with the West Ham players. Very physical. He imposed himself. Close to saying, I'm going to say 10 for Gabriel. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to give him a 10. I think he deserves that.
Yeah, listen, he was outstanding today. And what I like about Gabriel as well, me and you spoke about this, is that the leadership qualities that he shows. And I'm going to say something now that I've been thinking for a while. Whenever there's any little beef or the opposing team puts in, a bit of attack on one of our guys that you don't like, it'll be straight in there.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, and I like that too, man. So, yeah, big up Gabriel. Kiwior, he came in today. How did you feel he did?
He done okay. He wasn't tested much. I think there was a few moments where I was just giving away the ball, lacking a bit of pace. But overall, we kept the clean sheet. He was part of it. I think if I give Ben White a 7, I'm gonna give Kiwior a 7 as well. Default.
Yeah, I thought he did well today. I mean, listen, that's not his natural position. So, it's going to take him a while to get accustomed to the role. But I thought he played well, was diligent, did what he had to do. And I thought, he played well. Yeah, so I agree with you there as well. Declan Rice. Now, if you've given a 10 to some of the other men, what are you going to give for Declan Rice, bro?
Yeah, listen, if I've given a 10 to Gabriel, I need to give an 11 to Rice because he was man of the match. But it's out of 10. He's going to get a 10, but he was a cut above the rest. 2 assists, a banger. And not only that, he played the ball over the top to Saka, I think, as well. I haven't seen a replay, but off the top of my head, I'm sure he done that. So essentially, 2 free assists and a goal at this ground, in this occasion. West Ham fans very much primed for this appearance from Declan Rice, and he came and showed them what they're missing now.
Absolutely, man. The £105 million man showed up. It's interesting because the 2 previous games against West Ham, I was here at the Carabao Cup game back in November, and he didn't have a very good game. I mean, he came on late in that game, but it didn't make any difference. Yeah. Against West Ham at the Emirates, again, wasn't his best night. Yeah. But today, when it really mattered, he was outstanding from start to finish. And the goal, man, I mean, me and you sat next to each other. When he opened up he came to him, we were saying shoot, and wow.
Finish.
Amazing.
Finish.
So,
He can do everything, man. He can destroy, he can pass, he can move forward. Best signing of the summer.
Yeah, I've got to agree, man.
Best signing of the summer.
Right, now moving on to Kai Havertz.
I better watch myself with this one because people was going mad last time. So I gave Kai a 5 last time. I said average, probably bordering on a 6. Now people will say, default rating defensively, I've given White a 7 and I've given Kiwior a 7, but I'm gonna give Havertz I'm gonna say 5 Virgin on 4 this time.
Wow.
And I think I'm being nice. He didn't do anything.
Really?
I don't want to dwell on him too much either.
4? I don't think anyone was below average,
Well, I said 5, leaning towards more of 4 than a 6. because he wasn't really a part of it all. I mean, he had little moments here where he'd be involved in the build-up, but when you score 6 goals and he's the man up front, I'm not saying he's an out-and-out striker, but when he's the man leading the line per se, I expect you to have some sort of input, not necessarily a goal or an assist, but some sort of input into the build-up play, into the movement. I didn't see much from him, so I'm going to say 5 again, average, closer to a 4 than a 6.
You know what? I'm going to go 6. I didn't think he was outstanding, but he won some duels in there. He put himself about. I'd have liked to have seen him impose himself on the game a bit more. I know I keep saying that, but I think he could have done more. But he did okay.
Robbie's somewhere in Ghana saying 8 right now. You know that. He's giving him an 8 right now in Ghana.
I wouldn't go that far, but I thought he played well. So that's all. Martin Odegaard.
Oh, he was class. Yeah. He was class. I think I'm going to give him a 9 as well. I think involved in everything, very creative, helped out defensively as well, work rate 100, led the team well, he is the captain, and he was a big part of everything. So I think a 9, Virgin on a 10 again.
You know what, I was very impressed with Martin Odegaard today, right from the start, leading the press, cajoling the players, good use of the ball, his movement off the ball was, I thought he was excellent today.
Yeah, he was
clean, in fact,
clean.
Had it not been for Declan Rice, I would have given him man of the match.
One of his best performances, if not the best for him. Yeah,
and to come away and do that, we needed that. So fair play to Martin Odegaard. Bukayo Saka.
Quality. He's hit 10 goals now for the season, I think, off the back of these 2 goals. Took his penalty well. Don't forget he missed a penalty at the back end of last season. So I guess there was a bit of a mental edge there as well that he had to get over, and he finished it with aplomb, sent the keeper the wrong way, and then he gets to go in the second. I think his goal in the second half was class. Drop of the shoulder a couple of times and a beautiful finish in the near post. So Saka on 10 goals, star boy. I'm going to give him a 9 today as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He was very, very good today. As you said, the numbers he's posting, man, brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he's top for goals scored, and he's got to be up there for assists as well.
Yeah, he's top of assists. Yeah, he's got 7.
So that speaks for itself.
100%.
Martinelli,
quiet when you think it's a 6-0. He had moments, but he didn't really do much, I'll be honest. He was involved in the transition a lot. I wanted him to get on the score sheet. I love Martinelli, but he didn't. I think Arteta gave him a bit more time as well to get on the score sheet, but it wasn't happening. So Martinelli, good performance, 7.
Yeah, I would say a 7. I mean, it's interesting because we were sat next to each other in the first half. We were saying that he wasn't in the game as much as we'd have liked him to have been. Most of the attacks seemed to be coming down the right-hand side. So he didn't figure as much as I would like to have seen him. But, I mean, he did have his moments, and he's always one of those guys with Arsenal who's always going to get closely marked, get a lot of attention from defenders.
And you know what I want to do? I want to shut down now, because many people out there are writing comments right now. How can you give Martinelli a 7 and Havertz a 5 when they both weren't involved much in the game? True. Maybe it's bias, or maybe it's the fact that Martinelli's a young bull growing at the side, and Havertz is someone who's on a hell of a lot of money, who's coming for a hell of a lot of money. People have to understand this context behind this as well. I do expect more from someone who's been in the league at the top level for a few years, that's on the most amount of money, than I would do a Martinelli. But I'm going to give Martinelli a 7, but it's closer to a 6.
Well, you've contextualised that well. And if that's what you feel, bro, you say your thing. You know me. And Leandro Trossard today.
Oh, that finish.
Oh, amazing.
Best finisher at the club for sure. Right foot, left foot. He's got a sweet strike. Top bins. I haven't even seen it back, but we had a very good angle of it, and it was a beautiful finish. And I think when Havertz was dropping, he was leading the line quite well. It was very fluid, and I think a big part of that is Trossard being there as the connector. He's a link-up man. I think Trossard had a very good game. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Leandro Trossard is one of those guys. He doesn't always dominate games. However, like you said, he's a great finisher and he's got some great touches, and he links the play well as well. So yeah, man, I'm with that. I think Trossard. Mikel Arteta today.
10. I think he got everything right. Line up right when you consider the injuries that he has to contend with, because not many people talk about our injuries. I think he set us up perfectly. Substitutions perfect as well. How many times this season have we said, take Saka off, take our big players off, we've got big games coming. Today he did all of that as soon as he could. Rice scored, he's off. Saka's off, 2 goals in. I wanted Saka to get a hat-trick, but I also want Saka to get some rest and some break, because these are key players for us. And he brings on Nwaneri as well. You know, much is said about Arteta, young players and so on, but Nwaneri's getting his second taste of Premier League action. He's only 16. So I think we've got a player on our hands there. When he came on, he was quality. So Mikel Arteta, I think, deserves a 10 today. 6-0 is her biggest away win in the Premier League, so that is massive.
And you kind of preempted what I was going to ask you about the subs. We saw Manuel come in. He did well when he come on.
Wanted the ball.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's something that, again, when we go back to Havertz again, it's like when Ranieri come on in that short period, he always wanted the ball. He was getting the ball. He was facing up players. He was very much proactive with his approach. That's what I want to see more of from Havertz. And this is a 16-year-old boy who's just breaking into the first team squad. So Ranieri, I think he's the only one I will give a rating to, because no one else that come off the bench, in my opinion, really did anything. And I think Ranieri, off the bench, the confidence that he showed, 7. He always wanted the ball. I know he didn't do much with it, but he always wanted it. And for a 16-year-old to come on away at West Ham, quality.
Very impressive, very impressive. I thought the subs did okay when they're going. Like you said, the game's already won.
Yeah.
There's only so much they can do in that time, but they tried. You know, what I mean, they did their thing. So listen, overall, it was a great day.
Yeah, 100%.
Give a shout out to the fans today. I thought they were outstanding today, man.
Didn't stop.
Man, yeah.
Didn't stop. The fans didn't stop. I mean, listen, I haven't been to many away games this season, but whether I'm watching on TV, reading the comments in the comment section, the fans are always getting praised, especially the away fans. And it was another 10 out of 10 performance from us.
So there you have it, player ratings, and it would appear that Turkish is very pleased with today, and why wouldn't he be? Outstanding performance, 4 wins in 4 after the break, and I do think that Arsenal's starting to look like serious title contenders, yeah?
Yeah, we're in it, that's for sure. We're in it, we just got to keep on winning.